Good morning people and welcome back to another solo run on the RetroBrown channel. Today we are doing a Poliwrath only run, and you know what, I'm excited for this one because I think it's a very underrated water type. Just like Dugong, very underrated water type, and it's got a great typing to be fair. I mean, not the best typing for Gen 1 considering that fighting type, and you don't really get too many good fighting type moves in Gen 1, but you know what, that fighting type alone actually really helps us out. Our rival for today is going to be Jacob Clark. Thank you for subscribing, welcome to the channel. So let's have a quick chat about Poliwrath. So Poliwrath in itself, it's a decent Pokemon with base stat total of 510, 90 HP, 95 attack, 95 defense, 70 special, 70 speed. Pretty good Pokemon overall. Very well-rounded stats, and of course it has a pretty good starting moveset. It gets Hypnosis, Water Gun, Double Slap, and Body Slam. So we actually get a Pokemon to start off with Body Slam for once, which I'm very, very happy about. You know me, I love the move Body Slam on this generation. So I've had a lot of discussions in the comments on previous videos about this no TM rule until the league, and the consensus that I'm seeing, people aren't enjoying it. So from this video onwards, we aren't going to implement this rule, but what I am going to do is implement a sort of pseudo rule to it that was suggested by one of our subscribers, Sailor Emma, where we can only use a certain amount of TMs up until the league. So I have to pick and choose which TMs I actually want to use and when to use them, but I can only use a certain amount up until we get to the league, and that way it still keeps things strategic. And yeah, we'll see how it goes anyway. We'll see how that goes and go from there. So with Poliwrath being a water type and starting off a water type move, it makes sense just to go straight for Brock and minimum battles. So Brock of course starts off with his Geodude, and we're going in at level 7. We try hit Hypnosis, but you know what, 60% accuracy, not worth our time. Let's just go straight for the Water Guns, and there we go, that's the win. Very, very easy win, very quick win. And I honestly think we're going to do quite well against Misty as well, so we're going to steam our way through Mount Moon, and hopefully we'll get a very good time on this. As we found out with a lot of my runs, water types are pretty damn good in Gen 1. Pretty much as good as Psychic types, because Psychic types don't exactly have a weakness, but they are quite frail. But water types, they've got the bulk, they've got the typing to actually make it work, and it has so many good matchups in Gen 1, so we actually might do very, very well, and I'm hoping we can get this Pokemon into the S tier pretty comfortably. In Mount Moon, of course, we always have the Super Nerd who's hiding the fossils, and we need to pick up Lord Helix, of course. But with having Body Slam this early on, we are steamrolling through every single fight so quickly. I'm not even going against optional battles here, I'm only going against mandatory battles, and we're already at level 17 going into Cerulean. So let's have a chat about Misty. Considering we don't have a type advantage here, but we do have a good utility move in Hypnosis, we should do pretty well here. But Body Slam is so good of a move. We even get the paralysis on the Starmie, we don't even need sleep in this fight. And it's a very, very good first time win here. We are steamrolling through this. And this brings us to the rival on Nugget Bridge, which of course, he's got Bulbasaur as his Pokemon because, well, it's got super effective moves against us. I don't know if the fighting type actually cancels that out, but either way, we wouldn't get a super effective move until Celadon anyway. So there's a good amount of rival fights where we won't see a super effective move. Abra goes down to a Body Slam because it is weak as hell, and so does Rattata. That brings us into the Bulbasaur, and unless we get hit by a Vine Whip, which we don't because we outspeed, we got a pretty comfortable win here, and so far we have not lost a single fight. But that could all change when we get to Surge here, because with us having a weakness to the Electric type, this could be a hard matchup. But before that, of course, we need to go against the mandatory trainers that leading us into Vermilion City, which really annoying that there's just 2 there, and they've got 5 Pokemon between them. The Pidgeys, of course, they can use Sand Attack, and there's so many of our runs that can actually lose a lot of time here just because of Sand Attack here, which is a banned move on my channel now. The guy here has also got a Raticate at level, I think, 18, is it? Or 17? 16. I was wrong on both. Either way, that Raticate has Hyper Fang, and that is a very powerful move for this point in the game. That brings us to the SSR, and of course, another rival fight. Pidgeotto is out first, and we have not changed our moveset once so far. because we want to try and pick and choose when we're going to use these moves. I'm not going to teach Bubble Beam at the moment because Water Gun seems to still be doing alright with that stab damage. Confusion does decent damage on us, and you know what, a double slap gets us the win. Body Slam then goes into Ivysaur, and if we'd been hit by a Vine Whip there, we probably would have lost. So, you know what, bad strategy on my part, but I'm glad I used Leech Seed. And we are still no losses, steaming forward towards Lieutenant Surge. Let's see how we do. Surge starts off, of course, with his Voltorb, and this isn't a problem for us because he doesn't have an electric type move. Pikachu's got very weak defenses, so one Body Slam will take it out, and that brings into the Raichu. And if we can get it to sleep, which we can, wow, even at the level cap, we managed to tank a Thunderbolt. And the gym leader I thought we were going to struggle against, yeah, we did struggle a little bit, but at the same time, we managed to beat him first time. So this is going very, very well so far. No losses. We are very good on time. Could this be another Dugong run here? We'll soon find out, I guess. But of course, we have the Rapping Last just on the east of Cerulean. And if we can't one-shot a Pokemon here, then we're going to take some damage from the likes of Vine Whip and Absorb. The Oddish actually managed to tank a Body Slam, which is very, very unusual. But the Bellstrides have got worse defense. That brings us on to Rock Tunnel, and of course there's a few tricky trainers here, and I'm highlighting the Pokemaniacs a lot more recently because depending on the Pokemon you go in with, a Slowpoke and a Cubone are honestly kind of difficult sometimes, and it's the very first trainer you go against. That brings us to the Exploding Hiker, and of course here, as long as we've got Water Gun, we will one-shot every single one of his Pokemon, not even seeing a self-destruct. I always love to see it happen. Because he is such a blocker on a lot of runs when you don't have a super effective move. That brings us, of course, to Lavender Tower, and of course, another rival fight. He's got a better stack team here than before, but Body Slam is still being our MVP move. He's got a Gyarados this time round, and that's going to be a problem if because we won't have a super effective move to deal with it in this entire run. Body Slam takes it out in 3, Water Gun takes out Growlithe, Body Slam takes out Kadabra, and that brings through to Ivysaur, who still decides to use Leech Seed on us instead of Vine Whip. I don't know what is this Ivysaur's problem, but he just doesn't want to seem to use Vine Whip at all. That brings us through to Celadon City, and of course the next gym challenge. But before that, we need to go and pick up a few little items that we need. We of course need to pick up HMO2, which is Fly, so we can traverse Kanto a lot quicker. We can then pick up the PP Ups, one over here by this tree, and the next one in Rocket Corner. Now we are going to go for Rocket Corner first, just because Erica's going to be a hard matchup. Again, it's another gym that we don't have a good matchup against, so we might as well get a couple more levels against Giovanni and his Rockets in the Rocket Hideout. So once you've opened the door to it, you just go down, and there's a tree on that very first floor where you can pick up the second PP up. That brings us to the Giovanni fight, and he's got 2 Rock-type Pokemon that are 4 times weak to Water. They go down very, very quickly, and that brings into the Kangaskhan, who puts himself straight into Rage. So this is pretty much our fight, unless he gets a critical hit. We get the win, and we still haven't lost a fight. Am I jinxing this by saying it too much? This is... We might have a deathless run here if we keep our strategy fine. That means we can go back up to Celadon Department Store and go and pick up the TM for Ice Beam, our very first TM of the run. And this is going to be paramount to how we go about beating Erica. Let's see how we do. Erica starts off with arguably our scariest Pokemon in Victory Bell. A Razor Leaf does massive damage on us, and we are really on the back foot here. We can't even do a one-shot on Tangler, so unless this Vileplume really messes up here, we're going to take our first L. We go for the Hypnosis, and it clutches through, giving us a chance to get 2 Ice Beams in. Still haven't lost a fight. This Poliwrath is an absolute tank. It's surviving Razor Leaves, it's surviving Thunderbolts. This is doing very, very well. Now we have completed Celadon, of course we need to go and complete Lavender Tower, but first we are going to go and pick up our second TM of the run, which of course is going to be Psychic from Mr. Psychic's house in Saffron. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone there, we get the TM and we open up Saffron, and then we can flush out all the rockets that we need to in Lavender Tower, opening up the game to us make our next choice of where to go. With us having Psychic on our moveset now, it might be worth our time going down to Fuchsia and beating Koga. But yeah, I might go to Saffron first just because there is our third TM that I want to pick up in Stealth Core. Now, if you're looking at the move chart on the right there, you might be able to guess which move I want straight away. So we are going to go to Saffron, we are going to go to floor 10, and we are going to go and pick up the TM for Earthquake. I mean, look at our moveset right now. We've got Psychic coverage, we've got Ice coverage, we have got Ground coverage. Poliwrath is stacked to hell, man. Like, it is incredibly stacked on its moveset variety. We do actually run into this guy here on an optional battle, but you know what? We might actually need the extra level of experience that we get from this one. From there, we go to floor 5, or, well, I actually went to floor 4 here, but go up the stairs, pick up the elixir from the tree, head down here, beat this rocket with the Arbok, and then we can pick up the card key and progress to the final stages of Stealth Core. Annoyingly, we do get paralyzed here, which means we are going to have to take a little detour to the nurse so that we can actually heal up and then not go back to the Pokemon Center. Because I didn't bring any paralyzed heals or full restores to me with me to this point. Kind of annoying, but this is what we have to do sometimes. And it's always good to open this up in case we don't do well against the rival and have to go and heal up a lot quicker as well. It's quicker to go to this nurse here than actually go back to the Pokemon Center. Body Slam is still on our moveset here, and we've got a moveset. We don't even have a water type stab move here. We've got Body Slam, Earthquake, Psychic, and Ice Beam. Great coverage, absolutely fantastic coverage. I used a few rare candies here to go against the rival, so we can have a little bit of an easy time. Gyarados is out next, and can we get it to sleep? We do get a Leer drop there, meaning we have got lower defense now, which isn't good because it's actually one of our best stats, really. Body Slam's doing decent damage against the majority of the team. Can it one-shot the Alakazam? Well, we tried to get it to sleep first, then Body Slam. No, it's not a one-shot, so the Hypnosis did matter. We're going to go for the Hypnosis against the Venusaur, and Leech Seed is taking down our health incredibly quickly. We need to get a freeze or a win. And again, the Venusaur doesn't go for Vine Whip, it goes straight. How many times did it go for Leech Seed there? My luck on this run is ridiculous now against the rival. Giovanni here is not a problem whatsoever, and the smallest step we need to beat in Stealth Core. He's going to go down incredibly quickly thanks to the combination of Psychic, Earthquake, and Ice Beam, and it's a very easy win. Didn't even take off a fifth of our HP. So while we're in Saffron, do we go for Sabrina now? It would be easier and quicker to go for her now and then go to Koga. So yeah, we're going to make that decision, do that. With Earthquake and Body Slam on our moveset, we should do alright. Biggest elephant in the room here, of course, we have that fighting subtype, which means we are going to take a lot of damage from Psychic type moves. So we got to pray that they use Psywave a lot, because I don't want to take an L here after getting so far through the game. Alakazam goes for an Earthquake and then a Psywave, which puts us on 6 HP. How many fights now is this that I've been on minuscule HP and still clutched up a win? We have still not lost a fight in this entire run, and Poliwrath is steaming through. Like, there is nothing in Kanto that is standing in its way. Even the Psychic type, which should be strong against it, they are flopping. They are just not doing what they need to. Let's see how we do against Koga now to get the Soul Badge. And he always starts off with his Coffin, where we have Earthquake. And I realised that we'd actually ran out of PP here, so we need to switch to using Psychic, which is our better stat. We do get Poison in the meantime, but Psychic is just sweeping through his entire team. And even if we take a Self-Destruct to this range, yeah, we can even tank that because of our 95 base defense. That was an easy win. We can go to the Safari Zone now, we can pick up the Gold Teeth, and we can go and pick up HML3, which is Surf. Now, if we do need a Water type move, this is going to be the one we will use. But we're also going to use it just go down to Cinnabar. And, of course, we need to pick up the secret key from the Pokemon Mansion before going against Blaine, the Fire-type gym leader. The easiest matchup we'll have in this entire run. Even if we don't have a Water type move, because we have Earthquake on our moveset. So, it's going to be quite an easy fight. And unless that Arcanine gets a very cheeky crit in, we're going to do fine. We will do fine in this one. Once we can dig out of Pokemon Mansion, we can head over, well, back to Celadon. That's not where I wanted to go. Let's go back to Cinnabar Island and go against Blaine. And we're nearly there. We are in very, very good time, but we've still got the league to contend with. And of course, the league always comes with its complications. Biggest complication, of course, being Lorelei. Yeah, you might think I was going to say one of the others, but you know what? Even with this typing, even with the moveset we've got, Lorelei is still going to be a hard matchup for us because we don't have stab damage against her. We don't have a super effective move against her apart from Earthquake, which pick and choose which Pokemon that's actually going to be super effective on. Anyway, enough talking. Let's see how we do against Blaine, the Fire-type trainer. Now, I've gone into this without Surf. I've gone into this with just Earthquake, and best decision for it, really, because it's just sweeping through the entire team with one-hit KOs. He manages to use his random retroactive super potions, but it's not enough to help him. We hit level 50, and we take the Volcano badge. That just leaves one gym leader left, and this is going to be a very easy gym for us again, because, as I said, water types generally do very, very well in Kanto. If they don't get water type coverage, they always get ice type coverage, and that in itself is very valuable against the majority of trainers here. Even ground as well, ground coverage, it hits so many Pokemon for super effective damage, and Earthquake is arguably one of the best moves in this generation as well, with 100 base power, 100% accuracy, so we've got, yeah, this moveset is insane. Managed to get through the black belt, and that brings us through to Giovanni, and the final gym challenge before the league. Let's see how we do. Giovanni, of course, starts out with his Rhyhorn, which at this level he could have made into a Rhydon as well, but who am I to judge? Dugtrio hits us with a Dig, which is annoying, but it does outspeed us. Psychic is a one-shot on the Nidoqueen. We keep in, and we use Psychic again, and then we get Poison from Nidoking. So this is already on the back foot a little bit, but the last Pokemon is Rhydon, and of course it never goes for the right moves. We get the win with Ice Beam, and take all 8 badges for ourselves without a single loss. I don't think I've actually done a run yet on this channel where I've not lost a fight the entire time. I really hope I'm not going to jinx it here, but the next rival is always a bit of an annoying one. Could our run end here with our Deathless run? Let's see how we do. The Pidgeot here, I don't know why I just kept going for Hypnosis. It was only after a little while that I realised it has Agility, which is super effective typing against us, but not a super effective move because it doesn't hit. That way the AI won't only use Agility. We managed to get down the Gyarados with 4 Psychics, Growlithe goes down to 1 Earthquake, Alakazam goes down after we get it to sleep with an Earthquake. Oh, it gets a Reflect Up, which means 3 Earthquakes, get us the win against it. And at Venusaur here, we get it for sleep on the first turn, and we don't even take a single point of damage in this attempt. We are all the way to the league, completely deathless. This hasn't happened on my channel before, as to my knowledge. I've done a lot of runs here. I've done over 100. This is run 114. I've nearly completed the Kanto Pokédex, and I don't know if I've been able to do a deathless run yet. This might be the first. But of course, that could all end with the very next trainer, which of course is the Ice-type trainer, Lorelei. Now, we do have a resistance with us being a Water-type Pokemon, so we can try and figure out what's the best way through this. We can use Psychic against the Dugong, hoping for some special drops, and that gets us all the way through that fight. Cloyster is out next, and we are going to go for the Hypnosis, because it does become annoying sometimes. We can Psychic it down, and that brings us through to Slowbro. If we get the Freeze here, we should be fine, but again, I completely forgot that this Slowbro's got Amnesia, and we're a fighting type, meaning they were only going to use Amnesia against us. We've got an easy sweep through this Slowbro, but we are using a lot of our PP up to try and take this down. We've only got our Earthquake PP to deal with now, and we've got 2 more Pokemon left. The Jinx gets a little bit of chip in with Thrash and takes off at least a third of our HP. We need to get this Lapras to sleep, or we are not going to win this fight. We get it to sleep on the second Hypnosis, and as long as it stays asleep, we beat Lorelei on our first attempt. Wow, that brings us to Bruno, and come on guys, it's Bruno, man. Ice Beams, Psychics, this is a very easy fight for us. We are pretty much... Oh my god, that did so much damage. No, we're not going to lose to Bruno. Please don't let us lose to Bruno. Oh, thank god Fisher missed. Okay, we do take a win against Bruno first time, and that brings us to Agatha. And again, this should be an easy fight for us because we've got all the moves. Pretty much all of our moves can do super effective damage against all of our Pokemon. Whether it be Ice Beam, Earthquake, or Psychic. We've got the right Pokemon here to deal with this team completely. Just kind of annoying that we've been missing quite a few, but Earthquake does big damage on the very weakly defenseless Ghost-type Pokemon. And she even switched into a final Gengar, giving us a chance to take it out with 2 Earthquakes. Brings us to the final Arbok, and there's a first time win against Agatha. Oh my god, are we going to do this? There's 2 trainers left. Next up it's Lance. Now, we don't have a super effective move against Gyarados. We found this out earlier in the run, but we do have Hypnosis to get it to sleep. And as long as we can keep it asleep, we can take it out. And we can outspeed a lot of Pokemon in his team. Psychic manages to do his work, take it down, and that brings into Dragonair, where the Ice Beams do not take it out in one. Which is kind of annoying, but because they have Psychic-type moves, the most threatening Pokemon on this entire team is that Aerodactyl, who gets a Hyper Beam in. Dragonite has got Barrier and Agility, so 2 Ice Beams take it out, and we've made it all the way to the champion without losing a single fight. Let's see how we do against the champion. Jacob Clark sends out his Pidgeot, and we are only level 59 here. We use the last of our rare candies, and we get a very good start to the fight. Alakazam is out next. It does set up Reflect, and for some reason did not go for any Psychic type moves. What is my luck today that I've managed not to be hit by like Vine Whips, Razor Leafs? Yes, my god, we're going to do it, aren't we? Oh no, then there's Gyarados. We get it to sleep, we go for the Ice Beams, and hopefully he doesn't use... Why are we missing so many times? Did we get hit by Sand Attack? He goes for a full restore, which is the worst thing to do, but he manages to get back to sleep. We use up all of our Ice Beam PP, which isn't the best thing considering the Venusaur is up last. Arcanine is next, and it manages to hit us with a big takedown. Goes for a Roar, but our second Earthquake takes it out, and it is now Poliwrath v Venusaur. We hit it with the Hypnosis. As long as it stays asleep, this is our fight. We have done it. He goes for a full restore. Of course he goes for full restore, but Hypnosis clutches up, and there we go. He's got no more full restores. He gets a special drop. Our third Psychic takes it down, and we have completed a deathless run in Pokemon Blue with just Poliwrath. And at level 60. I really hope we've got into the S tier here. Let's see how we did. Level 60, which is... Oh my word, it's an SS tier Pokemon. We have got another SS tier Pokemon. Yes, boy, yes, we got it. That is a great time. That is a great level. This is a great Pokemon. I'm very happy with this run. Let's see what we're going to do a run with next week. Victory Bell is up first. I could complete this line out. It's a good Pokemon. Could actually be the only grass type that gets into the SS tier, but we'll soon find out. Magnuson is up second. Not a big fan of the Magnuson line this generation. It's better when it gets the Steel type. And Nidoran M. Oh god, that's the hardest choice out of the 3. I'm going to have to go with Nidoran, aren't I? Yeah, we'll do a Nidoran mail run next week and see how we do. If you got to this point in the video, guys, please smash that like and subscribe. You legends, I really appreciate it. And we will see you next week for the Nidoran mail run. Take care.